Hello, my name is Ed Jadala. I'm the Dean of the Spadoni College of Education. My goal today is to provide you with an overview of all the great opportunities that are offered through the College of Education. The reason why you are watching this video is probably because you want to become a teacher. You plan on majoring in some field in teacher education. I think you made an excellent choice for many reasons. First, employability. As you may know, there's a supply and demand issues. There's a high demand for teachers and a low supply right now. Teacher education is one of the few majors that can almost guarantee you employment once you've graduated. Reciprocity. Now this is important for some people, but it's not allowed in all majors, but reciprocity allows you to take your license that you receive in South Carolina and freely move to any of the 50 states in Puerto Rico and Guam. This means that if you receive a South Carolina license to teach, that license is good in California, New York, Pennsylvania. I have to add a disclaimer to this now. I used to be able to say that reciprocity was equivalent straight across the board with all 50 states. However, I must qualify now that I would highly recommend, because of the different regulations by different states, that if you get a teaching license, say in South Carolina, and you definitely know you're going back to New Jersey, please call that State Department of Education and find out what the requirements are specifically for their license. And usually it might be a different test, it might be nothing at all. Whatever the difference is, they allow you 3 years to make that up. So you still have reciprocity with all 50 states. This allows you the freedom to move anywhere you want and obtain the same position, the same type of employment. Our lives change. 10 years from now, there might be a reason why you need to move, so having an employment possibility in another state is important. Variety. Being a teacher is never the same day to day, is never the same class to class. You always have different students, different schools, different opportunities, and different issues that come up that you must deal with as a teacher. That's the beauty of being a teacher, is the fact that you'll never be bored. There's always something different that you need to do. Last, and what I think is most important, is that being a teacher means that you can make a significant difference in someone's life. Values, ideas, beliefs are all shaped by teachers. In fact, you have a very, very influential opportunity to be a positive mentor in a child's life. That being said, I'd like to move now to the second slide. The theme of this presentation is If I Knew Then What I Know Now. And the reason why I use that as a theme is there have been so many times where I've had juniors or seniors who have gone through our programs who come to me and say, gee, I wasn't aware of this particular point. If I knew that back then, I would have done this. I don't want you to be that person. I don't want you to be the person who comes to me their junior or senior year and says, gee, if I would have known that, I would have done this. So that's why I've labeled this particular presentation, If I Knew Then What I Know Now, because this is the beginning. This allows you to become more aware of what the opportunities are, who to ask, how to find out more information about your particular major so that you maximize the opportunities that you have available for you during the next 3 or 4 years. Make the most out of your college career. Know your program requirements. Broaden your experiences. For example, one of the areas that some people do not know about and do not take advantage of is the fact that even if you're an elementary education major, you can add on certification in early childhood. That means when you graduate, you not only have a license to teach in elementary education, but you also potentially could have a license in early childhood, which increases the probability of employment. You can get certifications in special education, in middle level education. Again, this is something that you would talk to your advisor about, but it's being aware. It's understanding that these are opportunities from the very beginning so that you can take advantage of them. Because you can't wait until your junior year and say, I'd like to add on this certificate, because there are certain courses you need to take, certain different opportunities that are available to you. So that's something that you want to be aware, that you have that opportunity to obtain a certification in addition to your license, which increases the probability of employment. Another example of if I knew then what I know now is the idea of transitional studies. In transitional studies, what that allows you to do is it allows you to take courses at the undergraduate level, at the undergraduate tuition level, that are graduate level courses. And this is definitely a great opportunity for you because you can begin working on your master's degree while you are still an undergraduate. Now, again, the disclaimer to that is that if you're going to do that, you have to plan your curriculum out, taking your required courses early on, which frees up coursework that you can take your junior and senior year. But then again, if you are able to do that and you do some very significant planning during your freshman and sophomore years, then when you do become a junior and senior, you will have space to pick up these extra courses that will be classified as graduate courses, leading towards your master's degree. They could be instructional technology courses, literacy courses, special education courses, whatever you decide that you want your master's in. Now, the value of doing that is, if you don't know this, is that one of the ways you increase your salary in education is by obtaining higher degrees, by doing the professional development. So once you get your undergraduate degree and go on to your master's, there's an increase of about $5,000 to $6,000 to your base salary. So this allows you, the transitional studies program allows you to begin accumulating graduate credits at the undergraduate tuition rate. Again, if I knew then what I know now, you cannot wait until your junior or senior year. In order to be able to take advantage of that opportunity, you have to plan that out early in your career. Another example of an opportunity that exists is the degree in 3, more in 4. And again, this is something that you can't do your junior or senior year. If you plan on going for a degree in 3 program, you have to declare that during your freshman year. And the reason why is because it typically involves carrying 18 credit hours per semester. It's a rigorous program. But the advantage of doing that, one, you get done in 3 years, which means that you're employed that 4th year. Also, you can start your graduate program. That's where the more in 4 comes in, that 4th year. And again, that provides you with the opportunity not only to earn graduate credits, but it increases your base pay salary. So the degree in 3 program can be an added value, but it's something that you need to take advantage of in the very, very beginning. From my experience, the students who are best posed to take advantage of the degree in 3, more in 4, are students who have taken advanced placement courses that they can transfer into their curriculum the very first year. If you transfer in those advanced study courses that you've taken in high school, that reduces the number of required credits that you need to take. Those students who have done that can go through the degree in 3, go into the more in 4, and take advantage of this opportunity. The other advantage of the degree in 3 is the fact that when you finally graduate and you walk across that stage, there's a $5,000 check that the Board of Trustees will award you for completing your degree in 3 years. Again, now you understand why I provide the theme, if I knew then what I know now. The purpose of this presentation, again, is to make you aware, is to help you become more aware of the opportunities that are available to you so that you can begin taking advantage of those opportunities during your freshman year. Again, the 4 years that you have in college, you should definitely enjoy yourself. You should become involved in all types of extracurricular activities, but don't lose sight of the final goal, that you're going to graduate in 4 years. What can I do during those 4 years that maximizes my opportunity for employability and my opportunity to do the best that I can possibly do? So be proactive. It's your life. Be informed about the opportunities available to you. Okay, moving on. With all that in mind, let me introduce you to one of our students. Her name is Katelyns. She's an early childhood major who definitely was very, very proactive on being sure to be informed. And she was actually offered a teaching position before she even graduated. Let me show you a little bit of her perspective on how she went about doing this.
Katelyn Hendershitz exudes enthusiasm.
Coastal's my second home. I love being on campus.
She's known she wanted to attend Coastal Carolina University since middle school.
I didn't apply anywhere else. I knew my heart was set on going to Coastal, and if I didn't get the Teaching Fellows program, so be it. I would have gone to Tech for 2 years and then transferred right here to Coastal.
That's been good for the Spadoni College of Education.
She does so many great things throughout our college. She represents us very well.
And for all the students with whom she interacts.
She really is a leader, and she's going to be a mover and a shaker for the field of education.
That's a bit surprising, as Katelyn says she was not outgoing at all through high school.
I was also kind of like the recluse in the classroom. I didn't really talk much, didn't raise my hand.
Going to college provided the chance to start anew.
I made the commitment to myself that I'm going to take every chance I get, good opportunities of course, and I'm going to say yes to them, and I'm just going to see where it takes me.
Katelyn has truly blossomed. She began what has become the annual Trunk or Treat celebration, in which individuals or groups from campus interact with kids from the community. Last fall, it was held just weeks after Hurricane Florence brought massive flooding.
It is our hope to give children who were affected by Hurricane Florence and its aftermath a safe space to trick or treat.
The event grew from 10 sponsored trunks its first year to more than 40 in its second.
So yeah, we're doing pretty well this year.
Katelyn is a teaching fellow. That means she has access to enrichment programs and professional development opportunities such as this trip to New York.
This trip has set my passion for education even more on fire.
The benefits of being a teaching fellow made Katelyn see a need elsewhere.
We were being offered all of these professional developments and wonderful speakers and opportunities, but there was a population of our peers that weren't.
So Katelyn set up a group to give her peers some of the same experiences she was getting.
She basically created or recreated our Student Education Association from scratch.
Now the Student South Carolina Education Association chapter is thriving. It attracted a crowd for its first ever Autism Awareness Walk. That provided a variety of experience for education students in the association.
They deserve the same opportunities we do with professional development, business meetings, and events like this.
Kinley Cribb, a freshman at the time, came up with the idea for the walk. She credits Katelyn with making it possible.
She inspires me daily to put myself out there and just do more for the field of education.
So that was Katelyn Hendershitz, and as you saw from that video, she became very involved her freshman year onward. Not only did she take the courses that she needed to take in order to get that early childhood license, but she involved herself in a variety of activities. And that paid off. As I said, when she interviewed during her senior year, she was offered a job on the spot because of a resume that showed that here was an individual who was very proactive and took advantage of all the opportunities. Another example of being informed is to take advantage of all the extracurricular activities that are available to you beyond taking the required courses in your program area. For example, we also have what is called the LIFE program in the College of Education. The LIFE program involves students who come to us from high schools. These are special needs students who've graduated from high school but come to college in order to develop their social skills, employability skills, and they actually become part of a 4-year program learning these skills. Our special education majors then can work with the LIFE program students and gain very valuable experiences about special needs students, how to interact with them, how to educate them. Another program that we have is the Biddle Center. The Biddle Center provides you opportunities to become mentors in the public schools, K through 12. Mentors and tutors to students. So again, when you graduate, not only have you had this one-on-one experience in making a big difference in the child's life, but you also have the opportunity to include that in your resume to show that you've been proactive and been involved in your profession of teaching and learning. Finally, we have the Early Childhood Development Center, Early Childhood Development and Literacy Center. This is about 400 yards from the College of Education. It's an actual school. It involves 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds. Now, in this school, we have opportunities for our early childhood and elementary education majors to either become interns, work-study students, volunteer. All of that, again, looks very, very good on your resume. Plus, it provides you with that practical experiences What you're learning in the classroom, the textbooks, the theories, the research that you learn about early childhood elementary education, then can be seen in action at the Early Childhood Center. Let me give you a brief opportunity to observe a video that shows Early Childhood Development Literacy Center.
Y'all are so good at this game. We spent a lot of time preparing for today, and so we never know what's going to happen on that first day, but I knock on something. We've had a really good day today.
We got them here and they had a lot of fun. So that's what matters really on the first day, is that you have fun.
We've had lots of opportunities to get to know each other. We've had opportunities to learn how to get along in our classroom and how to be good friends, and so we're excited to come back tomorrow. We're a preschool here on campus, and so we serve several missions. The first mission is to be able to provide children a quality preschool experience. We have 29 children here, ranging in age from 3 through 5. We have children on campus who are children of faculty, staff, students, as well as members of the community. One of the things that we have that's a bit different from where they may go to another preschool is the experiences that we have here on campus. We have access to professors here on campus if we have a particular interest. We have access to facilities here on campus if there's something that we can go and visit and have a hands-on learning experience.
Our curriculum here is based on mostly the students' interests. It's not a cookie-cutter curriculum.
So if we have children who are interested in bugs, right now that's something that they're really excited about. And so we'll be doing some more work with bugs really soon. And I can teach them to count, to write, to take notes as scientists, do all those things through that interest that they have in the bugs that we found on the playground today.
We do consider it to be a lab school for the early childhood students here on campus, and I think that it's a great opportunity for them to come into the classroom and to get some hands-on experience with the younger children here.
It could be up to 75 children, and so we're excited about starting our program with almost 30. We've also had many inquiries already this week, and we'll continue to enroll children. We'll have a rolling enrollment throughout the year, and hopefully we'll be able to meet the needs of the children in the community.
What I'd like to do now is talk more specifically about the particular majors that we have in the College of Education. First off, I want to emphasize that we just went through our accreditation process. Our accreditation process is the Council for the Accreditation of Educator Preparation. And this particular organization requires us to meet certain standards, the highest quality standards that we could possibly have for each of the majors. And I'm happy to report we just went through that. We go through that every 5 years. We just went through it recently, and we passed all the standards. So that means that we're highly accredited. And so when you graduate from the College of Education, your license has been accredited by this national organization that's held in high esteem. So it means that you've been required to achieve the highest possible standards possible. So that's very important. Now, one of our majors, Early Childhood Education, that's a PK3 program. Now, I've already shown you the opportunities that you have available, whether it's early child education or elementary education 2 through 6. You will be involved in many, many field experiences. In fact, one of the hallmarks of our program is the fact that we get you out into the schools during your freshman year. From freshman year all the way through your senior year, there will be some way that you're involved with the public schools. Now, in addition to those types of field experiences, clinical experiences, internships, you also have what I mentioned earlier, the Child Development Center that's right here on campus. And so your teachers will be, your professors will be involved with the Child Development Center. A lot of the activities, some of the assignments that you'll be doing will involve you in that center. The other beauty of the center is that we have the technology there that allows the classrooms, the 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and 5-year-old classroom, to be broadcast live back to the College of Education. So your professors then can actually tie into the type of lessons that are being taught there, and when they're talking about particular theory or research study, they can see that in practice and have that opportunity to explain that to you and involve you in discussions about that. So again, those type of hands-on clinical experiences is the hallmark of all of our programs. Same with the middle level education program, grades 5 through 8. In that particular program, you are required to have 1 to 2 concentrations. You may pick English, history, you may pick math and science. And I'll come back to the math-science combination, because right now, if we're looking at the type of jobs that are available, if you want to increase your probability, but only if you really enjoy teaching math and science, those are the highest demand areas. So in middle level education also, the professor who is the program coordinator for that particular program has gone to great lengths to establish relationships with the public schools so that you will have year-long residencies, clinical experiences, internships in the schools. Special education, I mentioned earlier, the LIFE program. You have that opportunity to volunteer, maybe even hold a position as a student worker with the LIFE program. It gives you opportunities to work with special needs students and become highly involved in your major. Physical education, that's a very hands-on experiential program. It's a K-12 program, and they also involve you in a variety of ways, not only in the public schools, but there have been many times where I've seen the professors take their students to local conferences, state conferences, and national conferences where you're allowed to become more involved in the discipline of physical education. Masters of Arts in Teaching, that's our MAT program. The MAT program is for students who want to teach at the secondary level, 9 through 12. Typically it's math, science, English, or social studies. Now these would be students who have majored in a different college. Maybe they majored in history or political science or math or biology, and they come to their junior or senior year and they say, okay, now what am I going to do? How am I going to use my degree? So you graduate with a BA, say in biology. You decide you want to teach science. You come back to the College of Education for 14 months, and in the 14-month period, what we provide you with is what we call pedagogical courses. These are courses that teach you about how students learn and how to teach so that students learn. It's the pedagogy of teaching and learning. The first fall semester, you learn the methods courses. The 2 summer semesters, you take content courses in the particular discipline that you'll be teaching. And then in your final spring semester, you do your internship. And then you're licensed to teach. Now the beauty again of the MAT program, you may say, gee, that's a 5th year of college that I have to go through and pay for. But the beauty of the MAT is that you graduate with a master's degree, which means when they hire you at a $5,000, $6,000 pay bump, higher than what you would get as an undergraduate. So in essence, it pays for itself. In fact, I usually attend the Horry County New Teachers Orientation, and they typically hire almost all of our MAT students. They enjoy the fact that they're subject matter specialists. So there's the MAT program, and that's for anyone who wants to teach at the high school level. So those are the main programs that we have, that we offer. Now we also have opportunities. If you live in South Carolina, we have the Teaching Fellows program. And again, I would highly advise you to become very familiar with the Teaching Fellows program, because that provides you with a $6,000 scholarship each year. So it's $24,000 total if you become a teaching fellow, if you pass the requirements. And again, it's a rigorous process. You can always call our Student Services Center. Ms. Amanda Darden, who's the director of the Teaching Fellows, can make you very, very familiar with all the requirements and what you need to do to become a teaching fellow. But again, that's $6,000 per year, $24,000 for your full 4 years, and it involves you in so many activities that increases your leadership opportunities and your educational opportunities. I already mentioned the degree in 3, more in 4. Again, I want to emphasize that if you want to take advantage of the degree in 3, more in 4, make sure you start that during your freshman year. We have what we call the Student Services Center on the 2nd floor of the College of Education building. That's the Prince building. And any advisor or any staff member there will be very willing to provide you with more information. To begin with, again, in the spirit, if I knew then what I know now, or what I hope I know now, is to look at our website. On our website, the college website, everything I've talked about will be there in greater detail. And then you can know who to contact to begin discussing the possibilities.
I chose special education because I like to see people with disabilities being able to succeed on the same level as people without, and I think that this major will enable me to make a difference in our schools. I chose Coastal Carolina because I visited 4 different universities, and when I arrived at Coastal, I had the feeling that if I didn't come back, I would regret it. It's hard to explain, but it just felt right. I'm very proud to be a student in the College of Education. It's made up of a hardworking group of professionals who are devoted to student success inside and outside of the classroom. I think that education majors are held to a different standard than other students, and we've worked very hard to get here.
I've always had the desire to teach and work with children, and as a physical educator, I'll have the opportunity to make a huge impact on the lifelong movement and social skills, along with the overall fitness of our youth. I chose Coastal because the physical education program is designed to help me succeed as a professional. The partnership between Coastal and the surrounding school districts is outstanding, and I knew I'd have the opportunity to gain invaluable experience in and outside the classroom. I love that I've gone through the program with the same students since I started here. I'm one of the oldest students in my senior class, but I feel like I've gained friendships and relationships that'll last me forever. My name is Ryan, and I'm a senior in the physical education program at Coastal Carolina University.
I chose Coastal Carolina because of its size. When I came, it wasn't too big or too small. Coastal was just the right size for me. Professors are still accessible to students and not always locked away in a research lab. I chose elementary education because, to me, there is no other career that is more rewarding and more satisfying than educating the future leaders of America. And I have the desire to help mold each child into a lifelong learner and contributing member of society. I like the professors. They are beyond great, and they want to see us succeed. The professors work to help us as pre-service teachers to go out and be extraordinary educators. But what I love the most is that you are able to get these hands-on field experiences teaching real students that you will never forget. My name is Carlos, and I'm a senior elementary education major.
Okay, the other thing I'd like to talk about now is emphasize the fact that you have selected a major that is in high demand. I mentioned earlier during the beginning of this presentation that we are one of the few colleges on campus where we can almost guarantee you a position. And the reason for that is exactly what's on the slide right now, or on the screen right now. The projected teacher supply and demand. The supply of teachers continues to decrease, and if you look at that slide all the way through 2025, whereas the demand increases through 2025. So that means nationally, this is a national slide based on research that was done in all 50 states, that nationally the need for teachers will increase through the next 5 years, at least the next 5 years. So the job opportunities are there. But everything I've mentioned up to this point is very important. You know, when you do graduate and you do look for the job that you want, that job will be there, but you have to have a resume that shows that you've been active, that you've done the best that you can do, because you compete with, like, say you plan to stay in South Carolina. Clemson has a teacher education program, University of South Carolina, Winthrop. All these institutions have teacher education programs. They're applying for some of the same jobs that you're applying for. And that's my whole point about making sure that when you are a freshman, you don't lose sight of the fact that in 4 years you're going to be on the market for a job. Now, I need to make a disclaimer about this particular slide. It does show the teacher supply and demand needs. However, the disclaimer is this is contingent upon where, the location of that school district and what the needs are. And I'm thinking specifically about an MAT student that I had last year, and she was very frustrated because she couldn't find a job. And I said, why can't you find a job? What's going on here? And what she had done is she had narrowed down her focus where she wanted to teach in one school district, one particular grade level, and that was it. She wasn't going to broaden her horizons at all as far as looking for a job. Well, when you make those type of narrow specifications, yes, the probability decreases. But if you're open-minded and you're willing to travel and willing to go to other districts, then the jobs are there. And that's the data that you're seeing right there. Now, more specifically, when we talk about job opportunities, employability, this particular slide deals with South Carolina. and the jobs that were available. I've been tracking this data for 3 years now. And what you see in 2018-2019 school year, the new teachers that were hired, 2,633 new teachers were hired in early childhood elementary. So a lot of jobs in early childhood elementary, which goes back to the theme of this particular presentation, if I knew then what I know now. For example, if you're a middle level, you're thinking, I want to major in middle level, but then you see this type of data and you say, you know, I wouldn't mind teaching upper elementary. Well, again, you increase the probability of employment if you take that route. But again, you should not teach in an area that you're not passionate about. But again, being informed is a very important part of the process. If you look at the data here, English language arts, mathematics, physical education, sciences, all are in demand. If you look at, for example, you're a middle level major and you decide that you want to teach at the middle level school, English language arts, well, they hired 323 new teachers. 303 teachers at the high school level. That would be our MAT program. This data is available to you. If you go to the State Department of Education, all the data is available to you to make informed decisions about your major. Or again, as I said before, if you go up to the Student Services Center in the College of Education, the Prince Building, your advisor can sit down with you and talk all about the potential job opportunities. So again, the beauty of being a teacher education major is the fact that employability is there. Whether you plan on traveling outside of South Carolina or within South Carolina, the demand is high. I'd like to end this particular session with letting you know that this last slide here provides you with a lot of information dealing with the ability to make informed decisions. These particular links will take you to scholarship opportunities. They'll take you to job opportunities. For example, we have research fellowships that are available. They'll allow you to look through all the various opportunities that are available to you to increase the possibility of you being the best that you can be when you finally graduate in that 4th year. So again, if I knew then what I know now, the whole purpose of this presentation was to explain to you some of the opportunities that are available to you in the College of Education. You've picked a profession that I think is going to be very rewarding for you, but what you need to do is to make sure that you maximize the opportunities that you have available to you. Become informed. Become very informed. Be proactive in being informed. I'll mention it again, your advisors, all the individuals, the staff members that work in the Student Services Center are there to help you become informed. So as you begin this journey of a college education, begin it as a freshman, making sure you know how to maximize that degree so that when you graduate in 3 or 4 years, your resume shows an individual who's passionate about becoming a teacher and has become very, very involved. And I'll refer back to the Katelyn Hintershitz video. There's an individual who took advantage of these opportunities. She heard the same thing that you're hearing right now. And as I said before, she was offered a position even before she completed her internship. So take that to heart. Enjoy your college life. But remember, in 4 years, you'll be looking for that employment opportunity. Make sure you're prepared. Thank you very much.
I can use vowel teams.
How many pictures do you have total?
2.
My husband and I moved to Horry County in 2011, and I had taught private school in Anderson, South Carolina after I graduated from Clemson. But I really wanted to teach public school here in Horry County and transition from private to public. And this is my 6th year here at PD. I taught 4 years in kindergarten, and this is my 2nd in 2nd grade. So I'm in the Master's in Literacy program. It was really that program that helped me to dig in and learn more about how to teach reading. I feel like my undergrad prepared me, for lesson planning, but really the bulk of what I know about literacy is from the program and from the courses I've taken there. I took one in content literacy my first semester and fell in love with it.
This program is an 11-course program, but the beauty of it is there's a lot of flexibility. Students who want to pursue a literacy focus can pursue that. Students who want to pursue the ESOL focus can pursue that. There are 5 core courses you take which help teachers examine their own theory of literacy, how to teach content literacy, how to do research in their classroom, and then they also have courses, 6 courses related to whichever focus you choose.
This year, I got Teacher of the Year for Horry County, and I really feel like my background and furthering my education was a part of that. I feel like having the drive that I do and working hard was a big part of why they chose me to be Teacher of the Year. The farmer was acting weird. What did the farmer do next? The partnership that Coastal Carolina University has with Horry County schools is a very strong partnership. I've seen that working with the Board of Visitors this year and the way Dean Jadala and Dr. Maxey communicate. It's a really good partnership. So that's why I have interns in my classroom. That's why I wanted to be mentor certified, because it is such a strong partnership and the tuition reduction is such a great benefit to teachers of Horry County.